premium hydration for connective tissues. Now, many people involved in exercise training and everything are very concerned about muscles, but an often neglected aspect is the protection and maintenance of healthy connective tissues. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the importance of lubricating your joints and the best way of doing that. Now, to preserve your exercise capability, especially as you get older, you're going to need optimum joint muscles, connective tissues. Any problems with your cartilage, tendons, ligaments and muscle fascia is going to cause you restricted movement, and it's definitely going to harm your ability to perform well in the gym. Now, the common denominator in all of these connective tissues is that they all contain a high content of water. Cartilage is between 65 and 80% water, tendons between 50 and 75% water, ligaments roughly 2/3 water, and muscle fascia is at least 75% water. Now, even your muscles, the muscles themselves are more than 50% water. This is really important, and there is a particular type of water needed here. And it's not regular water, as many people think when it comes to hydration. When you are dehydrated, the water is drawn away from your connective tissues and your muscles and your fascia, and it's redirected to your essential organs to keep them hydrated as part of the body's survival mechanism. And this mechanism will direct or redirect water wherever it's needed, more essentially. When this happens, our joints and connective tissues lose much needed lubrication, and this results in inflammation and joint pain over time. But just drinking enough water is never going to be enough. Drinking water is important for hydration, and it's important because it helps the body flush out waste products and toxins. But the downside to that is that drinking a lot of water also flushes out vital nutrients, and you can be creating, unwittingly creating a nutrient deficiency in yourself just by trying to stay hydrated. Drinking just regular water alone is not guaranteed to hydrate you properly, and in many cases it won't. When you are dehydrated, you also have a decrease in synovial fluid, and this is the fluid that you have in your joints that helps to keep them lubricated, and this too contributes towards joint pain. Most people do not consume enough water in the modern world. When training, people tend to carry water, but then they neglect to drink enough at other times. Many do not even mineralize their water. How much water should you drink? Well, that's individual specific, but more importantly, or as important, you should be aiming to also eat plenty of watery fruits and vegetables. Why fruits and vegetables? Because many fruits and vegetables contain something called gel water. Gel water is a structured form of water that can be found in foods such as cucumbers, oranges, raspberries, kiwi fruit, watermelons, lettuce, tomatoes. It's like, when you look inside the fruit or vegetable, it's the gel-like substance that you see around the seeds. The seeds kind of in a soft gel substance. Now, to demonstrate this, if you grab a great way of creating this gel water is to get a couple of tablespoons of chia seeds, put them in a glass of water and leave it for at least 15 minutes, and you'll see that the chia seeds turn into gel. And this is actually, a perfect example of exactly what this gel water is. And chia seeds are a great way of staying hydrated. Now, some believe that chia seeds reduce testosterone levels, but there's no truth to this. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds contain more omega-3 fatty acids than an average-sized salmon fillet. They also contain antioxidants, calcium, dietary fibre, magnesium, potassium. It's a nutritionally abundant superfood, really. Now, a great way of improving your hydration is to drink a green smoothie every day. Now, what I do is I use some leafy greens, chopped root ginger, about 2 or 3 grams, a kiwi fruit and 2 tablespoons of chia seeds with about 250 ml or 8 ounces of water. Now, what I do is I put the water into the blender, about a glass of water, average size glass. And I then put the chia seeds into the water and I then leave it for about 5 minutes to allow the gel to form. Then I add all the other ingredients and then I blend it into a smoothie. Now, a green smoothie made in this way is much more hydrating than a glass of water. Now, the reason why gel water is more hydrating than just regular water is because it's more easily absorbed by the body on a cellular level, and it is the type of water that is found in our cells, and its absorptive qualities help the body to retain water. And gel water is charged by naturally occurring electrolytes, so your bodily hydration is going to significantly improve. Now, gel water is vital to hydration and joint health because most of the connective tissues, which consist of a considerable percentage water, it's this type of gel water that they happen to contain. And many people are deficient in this, especially if you're not getting enough fruits and veggies in your diet. Now, adding a little salt to your drinking water is a good strategy because the electrolyte minerals present in the salt encourage the production of gel water. Now, Celtic sea salt and Himalayan salt are the most minerally abundant. Also, adding lemon or lime juice to water helps to encourage the production of gel water. You drink lemon water or lime water. Cooking with ghee also helps with hydration as ghee is full of electrolytes and gel water as well. It's the best thing to cook with, by the way, better than oils and things. Now, an important thing to note, if your mouth is dry and you feel thirsty, then you are already partially dehydrated. Your body has already begun to take water from your fascia, muscles and connective tissues as soon as your mouth is dry. Dehydration is one of the root causes of pain and discomfort in connective tissues when it's allowed to continue long term. Now, many people never consider long-term water deficiencies. Most people only drink when they're thirsty, otherwise they neglect to do so. Most people do not drink enough water, and over time this deprives the connective tissues of water and contributes towards causing joint degeneration, pain and stiffness. So do not wait until you are already dry before drinking. This is what most people tend to do. Drink small amounts of water frequently throughout the day. Even when you don't feel thirsty, just grab yourself a glass of water. I happen to have one that's packed with chia seeds. Just grab a glass of water. Just take small sips from a glass of water throughout the day periodically. Now, little and often. This is the best way to ensure that you stay well hydrated. Of course, drinking gel water will significantly improve your hydration. It's probably times 10. You will be better hydrated, but gel water does not mean that you will no longer need to drink water, but you will need less because you are better hydrated. Drinking water little and often is best because chugging, you get thirsty and then you tend to chug a load of water. And it's not so good because when water is ingested in large quantities, then quite a significant percentage of that just passes through you really quickly and you piss it out, as well as flushing out a load of vital nutrients along with that without it hydrating you at all. It's possible to drink 2 or 3 litres of water per day and still be dehydrated. Now, when you wake up, first thing you should do is drink a glass of water. Add a pinch of mineral-rich salt to that. Hydrate yourself. You've been asleep for 8 hours without drinking anything. If you want smoothly gliding fascia and optimum joint health and better mobility and movement, especially when you get older, avoid dehydration at all costs. Now, dehydration can also cause erectile dysfunction by restricting blood flow. Not many people know that. Another fun or not so fun dehydration fact is dehydration also reduces testosterone and spikes cortisol levels unnecessarily, because when you're dehydrated, your body's stressed. It also causes reduced energy levels, which is pretty commonly known. So don't neglect your hydration. It's one of the most important things for long-term mobility care. Until next time.